Hi guys, welcome back to another video all about making Facebook ads inside ChatGPT. And today I'm going to be going over my two-step process that I'm now using to make ads. And it's how I'm getting to the point where I'm getting finished results like this. And as you can see here, it's only one prompt that got me here. But because of this two-step process, I am actually using two chats so I can get to this position where I can have a really good prompt that gets me here. So the reason I've kind of moved to this new strategy is, number one, it's saving me a lot more time in the long run, a lot less back and forward and much better results in a shorter period of time. Number two is that there's a lot less back and forth going. I'm not having to take two steps forwards and then one step back and then losing some context or a part of the image gets worse. It kind of gets rid of that. And then number three is I can actually use ChatGPT, what it's designed for, which is to think and help you with your work. So while I am instructing it and getting it to do what I'm asking, I'm also giving it a bit of creative freedom where it gives me some ideas which I can then take forward. So this is the finished result, but this is not the important bit. What we're going to move over to is the initial chats that I am doing to get to this point. So you can see here we've got a lot of what you could call failed attempts, but this is all learning and this is all part of the two-step process which we can then bring forward. So I've given my initial prompt here, which is a fairly specific prompt, but what we're going to go through is you can see where it's getting this wrong, and I'm sure if you've used ChatGPT for making ads, you'll be very familiar with this. So first of all, straight off the bat, from my instructions, this hand is looking very good. It's showing the product on the hand, it's blended in nicely, and it's a very realistic hand kind of posed in a nice way. And also right here, the product is looking fairly good. However, the text that I've put in, it is only put in the bottom of it, it's cropped it, the bottom of the image is cropped off, and this is quite a boring text and quite a boring background. There's not really anything there, it's just a flat background. So we know that's an issue. As I'm then working through this, it's okay, it's carried on cropping this off, it's carried on doing it in a boring font, and it's kind of chopped it off on the bottom again. We don't like that. But as I'm working through this, I'm like, okay, we want a better font here, so I've included a picture of the font here. It must include all of it. Okay, we've got that. We've got a more colored background, which is looking really good. And also we've got the product sitting on a solid surface. So that's looking really nice. We've got the whole product, and it also adds some depth to the image, but it's changed the background, and again, this font looks quite boring. So then as we go further down, we're getting some more changes here, and you can see what's also happening here is the product is looking slightly different from the first prompt. This is now all capitalized like the example that I gave, so it's the same font but it's capitalized, which doesn't really match the theme of the product. You can also see where we've gone down a few chats now, it's decided to include 4 stars, not 5 stars. So again, this is one of the problems we can have with ChatGPT. As soon as we start asking to change stuff, it loses the memory of the stuff above it. It doesn't think 5 stars is that important because it was lost up the top of the chat, and all of a sudden we've got 4 stars, which of course is not useful to us. Another thing you can see as we go, the cut skin tone of the hand has completely changed, and so has the background. No problem with the background being a bit bolder, but this skin tone is completely different from what we have here. We have not prompted to change that, but it's just all of these additive changes from prompting. It is moving further away from the initial image that we got. And then we get to the point, okay, we're trying to change this, we're trying to make it not capitalized, make it 5 stars, not 4, and it's just not getting it. Oh, another problem we've got here is this is not really looking like a product anymore. It is really blended into the skin, and it doesn't look quite right, like it's just been applied. I ask it to apply again. It looks too much. It doesn't match the skin tone. And again, I try to refer it back to that. I'm also seeing the hand here is looking a bit less feminine. It's looking a bit like a male's hand. The background's got darker, and we're back to 4 stars. So this is a common problem with ChatGPT, as we know. But from doing all of this, we can work out, okay, what parts of the ad do look good and what don't look good, and also where is ChatGPT stumbling. So what does look good? Or I know that the positioning of the hand is very important, and also that it's a female's hand looks very important. It can get that wrong. I also know if we go back up here, this looks nice when we've got the product that starts to be displayed on kind of a podium or a firm surface for it to be standing on. That looks really good. I know that it's going to mess up the font. I know that it can mess up the stars. So with all this in mind, we can then take this forward and move it on to another prompt and start a brand new chat. So this is the brand new chat. As you can see, I've put the same product in there and the same reference photo of what the product looks like when it's actually applied. And if we go over here, I'm going to go into the details of this second prompt that I have done, so you can have a look at what I'm being specific at to get a much better result in only one prompt. So here's a basis of the prompt, but these are the areas that I've been specific on. So foundation, gently and thinly spread. I'm doing that because I know that it can not look like it's been spread, and then it can look artificial and look like it's just been splashed on there and a completely different color. I want it in the woman's left hand in an elegant position. So one of the times we had a kind of a closed fist, one of the times the hand didn't look quite right. It adds a lot to this product advertisement if we've got the hand, a female's hand, in an elegant position. And one of the ways that I wanted that so we could see like the thumbnail is by specifically saying this is the left hand. And then again, how the product looks on the skin tone, seamlessly blend into the skin tone. We know that from that previous chat, it can do that very well. So even though other bits of the image were messed up, we know that it can do that very well. So we want to be specific about that. Next, we go down to the text on here. So we know it has some problems with the text. So what I've been specific about here is to show the review in quotations. So when you want to add some text into an image in ChatGPT, you add quotations just to be specific about what text you want in there. But that means that ChatGPT doesn't automatically put quotations in there. So I've been specific, saying that it's a quote and I want quotation marks in there. And then I want 5 stars underneath, being specific about the 5 stars. And then instead of including any other shots or anything, I've got the actual font that this brand uses, and I got that from their website. And I said to use this specific font and to have it not capitalized. And then going down, it should be a square. It can change the format of the image like we know that it's done before, like portrait sometimes. And I want to make sure the background matches the vibe of the rest of the advert, which means the background colors and shading will match in with the product. And then finally, from that previous chat, we didn't first instruct it, but one of the variations that it gave us was it standing on a nice solid surface, which kind of it just made the product look really good. So I've also said, I want this product to be standing on a solid surface. So this is the prompt here, and you can see this is the final result that we've got. So if we go through all of the areas that we had problems with, first of all, we had problems with this being cropped out, the text, that's no longer a problem. We had problems with not having speech marks, that's now solved. We had problems with not having 5 stars on there. When we kept on iterating the prompt, it forgot that. We've got 5 stars there nicely. The background and the shadows all match the vibe, and also like the stars here, because we said we wanted to match the colors with the vibe of the image, are not bright yellow, they're kind of muted yellow. Let's have a look at the hand position. The hand position is posed, it's the left hand, looks in motion, it's clearly a female's hand. And also we can see here the product applied to the actual hand looks like it's done very nicely. You can clearly see there's something on the hand and it blends seamlessly into the skin tone. Moving on to the product image that we gave it is only in one prompt away, so it's nice and fresh with those details. The product looks really good, and this service here looks really nice as well. It kind of brings the product forward, makes it pop a little more, and kind of shows that it's the center of the attention. So wrapping things up about why we do this. So you can see on the first chat there, it is a lot of prompts, but from a lot of those prompts, it has enabled me to go straight into another chat and get results like this very quickly. So although we're putting quite a lot of legwork in at the start, it does mean that we can get an ad which is pretty much ready to run straight away in a much shorter period of time than if we were just going back and talking to the same chat again, or if we went into a new chat and we started from scratch with the same prompt and didn't make these adjustments. These adjustments need to be put in place so that we know when the result comes out, we're not going to have to go back and forth again. We know those things that it's going to get wrong, and we can kind of nip it in the bud before it even happens. And number 2, kind of with the speed of things, we're building on what we're doing in our previous prompts to help that improve our next prompts. We're not just starting from scratch every time and seeing what it gives us this time. We're trying to be a bit more methodical about this so we can give a higher chance that we're actually going to get a good result at the other end. And then number 3 is we are using ChatGPT to do some work for us here. So things that I didn't have in my initial prompts that I didn't really think of is this positioning of the hand looks really nice in this image and it looks very elegant. that is something that I got from the back and forward in the chats and having slightly different hand positionings. I found out this looks really good. And also this background piece here, looking like a background of a photo shoot, but also the platform that it's on, this looks really nice as well. That is not something that I thought of in my initial prompt, but from the back and forward, this is one of the results that it gave me when I asked it to be on a solid surface. It looks really nice, and that's what I've learned from the previous chat. So not only is it getting us here a lot quicker, but it's making us get a better result as well, and an ad that's pretty much ready to run straight away. So I really hope that this has been useful. This is what I'm using at the moment to make ads inside ChatGPT. I would really like to know how you guys are doing with making your ads. Are you having the same problems with this? And is this an idea that you're going to take forward and try? If you do, please do let me know. I will be super interested to know how it works for you. Otherwise, thank you so much for viewing the video, and I will see you very soon on the next one.